I hadn't tried this in a while. It's very good. I like it a lot.
Very nice.
So the story behind the EP Carrillo Honduras goes back to our Essence series, which is a series that we created so that people become more educated about the different wrappers in a cigar. So far, we have the EP Carrillo Sumatra that's made in our factory. We have the EP Carrillo Maduro that's also made in our factory. And we've talked a lot about those wrappers. And then the latest release is the EP Carrillo Honduras.
Right.
And for this, Ernie, my brother and his son, decided to go with an Honduran factory and to use Honduras tobacco, which, as I've heard more and more about recently, seems to be a phenomenal choice in tobacco. And who better than the Plasencias to make this EP Carrillo Honduras for us? Now, I know that you started to explore more Honduran tobacco with our short run a couple years ago,
Right.
and that you really liked working with it. What is it about the Honduras tobacco that you enjoy the most?
Well, I enjoy the the flavors that the complexity in the tobaccos. To me, it's a combination of the Dominican and the Nicaraguan tobaccos.
Oh, okay.
It has the smoothness, it has the flavors, it has the how you say, the nuances of the Dominican and some of the Nicaraguan tobaccos, but also it has that strength profile of the Nicaraguan tobaccos like from Condega or Estelí. So it's a very interesting and unique tobacco, I think. And I became not became aware of it, but we've been like you said, we started with a short run. Some of the one of the blends that we use on the Sumatra and the Maduro also has some Honduran tobacco. So this is not, needless to say, like a natural next
Progression,
step
yes.
progression, and to working more with the Honduran tobaccos in the future. So my goal is in the future to be able to integrate these three tobaccos: Honduran, Nicaragua, Dominican, with the different wrappers and binders that we use.
Is that difficult to do, like with an Honduras tobacco, because you haven't worked with it so much, or
Well, it's
someone that
not
knows how
that
to
it's
blend like
difficult.
you?
It's just getting to understand it
Okay.
and how it works with the different tobaccos from the other areas that we use. Because it's not only the fit, it's also the binders and the wrappers that have to come into play when you're making a blend with these three different tobaccos.
Yeah, this one has an Honduras binder and Honduras and Nicaragua fillers. So
And wrapper also.
yeah, the wrappers. Yeah, the
Yeah.
wrappers from Honduras. So when you go visit the factories in Honduras, is there a difference there with factories like in Dominican Republic or Nicaragua, or is it just kind of like give us a visual of what are they like? Is
Well, I
it
mean,
very similar?
Yeah, it's very similar. I think a lot of the the way that they work as far as the bunching and the rollings is very similar to what we do in Dominican and in Nicaragua and other. One thing about cigar making, it's a tradition. I mean, you can do things here a little bit different, but at the end of the day, it's very basic as far as making a cigar, and everybody may have their own way of doing it, but it all comes down to one core way of really making a cigar.
Right. So
Yeah.
from one country to the other, there's
Yeah, they
always
may
a
add
consistency.
something that a leaf here and there, whatever. But
So, okay, so basically our Honduras comes in three sizes, the same as the rest of the Essence series. We have a Robusto, a Toro, and a Gordo. And some good news is that we're about to release in the next few months a new line in the Essence series. Let's not talk about it too much right now because you'll find out soon. And that's also super exciting. So thank you guys for tuning in. Subscribe and get to learn more about us in this Burn and Learn series.
And believe me, you'll enjoy this. And the good thing about this cigar, each of the lines has its own unique flavors and taste profile.
Yeah.
So it's not like they're all going to be the same. Definitely not.
Yeah, no, and like I said, I haven't tried this one in a while because I was smoking a lot of the Maduro, and then obviously I always go back to the Perez-Carrillo lines and now the Endure. So it's always nice to light this up, and you know, it's just right off the bat, you're just like, wow, this is nice.
Nice,
It's
very
very,
nice.
very nice. Thank you guys for joining
Thank
us.
you.
Remember to subscribe.